Hey, good morning, everyone. We are streaming live via YouTube. My name is Judge Tamika West Bernard. I'm presiding over the criminal preliminary hearing calendar for today, February the 27th, 2023. As I call the calendar, please make your announcements. And then as we conclude the announcements, then we'll proceed forward with any pretrial conferences and then any hearings. First case I have on the calendar is the state of Georgia versus Darylyn Bangus.
State's ready.
Mr. Benegas requires the services of a Spanish interpreter. So once Jartu Tolles arrives, I'll be able to update the court with an announcement.
Do you know if Ms. Tolles has been contacted, Attorney Pleasant, or do we need to do that?
I sent the request to Kelly Hawkins.
Okay.
And Ms. Hawkins is the one who provided me with a name for this week for our court, but I do not know if Ms. Hawkins or anyone has forwarded the email link to Ms. Tolles this morning.
Okay, Ms. Mary, if you could follow up with Ms. Tolles to see if she's aware that we need a interpreter for prelims today. Ms. Mary?
I heard you.
Okay, thank you. Position 6, we have the state of Georgia versus Ticarius Bell. Attorney Schoolcraft is the defendant's counsel. He's entered a conflict notice. I don't know if he was aware of that, ADA Freeman.
No, ma'am, I was not.
Okay, I can get that forwarded to you. Are you prepared to go forward this morning? Because I don't see Schoolcraft on here.
Yes, it's with Deputy Spakowski, but it's one of those cases. This defendant has several open cases, one being a murder. And so this is not the only case that's holding him here. And so if it has to be continued again, there's no objection.
Okay. Let's see here. Well, let me finish calling the calendar. If Schoolcraft hasn't appeared, then I'll go ahead and reset it. He's on Schubert too, that he filed the conflict for. But
yes.
When I get to thank you. Position 12, I have Brittany Blair versus, I'm sorry, state of Georgia versus Brittany Blair. It's the state.
That'll be a fast track this morning.
Who's the attorney for
Nicole Jones? I'm sorry.
Okay, and that's something that'll be submitted to me at the close of the calendar?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Position 15, I have the state of Georgia versus Ruben Odell Kane. Is the state ready?
Judge, I believe I've been speaking with Ms. Jones. I believe she was going to request a continuance. I think they're trying to work out a global resolution, and we don't have an objection.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, and what day were you looking to reset it for, Ms. Jones?
I didn't know if the 2 weeks, I didn't know if Ms. Mary already had a date where the cases were going to be continued to, if it was going to be, was it the 13th?
Yeah, 2 weeks from today will be the 13th.
It is the 13th.
Okay.
That work?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, will that work, Ms. Jones?
Yes, ma'am, that'll work.
Thank you. So it's going to be reset to March 13th.
That was K need to be reset?
Yes, Deputy.
Was that March 14th?
No, March 13th.
13th?
March 13th.
Okay, I have Reed, Shoebrook, and Mosley up here now.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you for the update. Okay, next case on the calendar, position 16. I have the state of Georgia versus Quinches Jerome Childs. Is the state ready?
Judge, those are all misdemeanor charges. So those should be placed on a misdemeanor calendar.
You're correct. Do you have a calendar for, Ms. Mary, do you know when you're gonna reset that to transfer that and reset it to what calendar?
No, I'm gonna have to look at it because the numbers are pretty high.
Okay. Position 19, I have the state of Georgia versus Eric Cook. And for the record,
Mhm.
just real quickly, it reflects on my calendar, deposit account fraud when it should be party to a crime. Under 16-2-20, that's also a misdemeanor, is that correct? Sure.
So I had it, Judge, and I was looking at it, and I still had it as a felony. But that's something that I was trying to determine. But I thought it was a felony when I looked at it.
Mhm.
But it's when you pull that warrant.
Yeah, when I looked at the warrant, I know deposit account fraud was not, it was the incorrect charge for that.
That was the incorrect charge, but I think what is happening, and so and I was looking at it and I couldn't tell because it just says party to a crime and it didn't say exactly to which crime.
Right, exactly.
And so
it wasn't clear at all.
right, but it's listed as party to a crime misdemeanor. And so because it's listed as that, I mean, technically it should go on a misdemeanor calendar. But I didn't know what crime it was party to.
Yeah, I was hoping you would be able to shed some light. I wasn't clear about that either.
I wasn't, because of what the I think it's the party to a crime with the items prohibited by inmates.
Okay.
And if that is the case, then the items prohibited by inmates, that is a felony. But the
So
report.
what your recommendation?
Well, I tell you what, Judge, if we can, if you can hold that one at the end of the calendar, the officer is on, and if you can put me in a breakout room with Deputy Spakowski, and I can probably get a better understanding, because the report I have is minimal, and so it's just hard to make that determination.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, there are several cases on the calendar like that too.
Yeah, I did. I noticed it too.
Right.
So we can address it as we approach them.
Okay.
Position 20, I have the state of Georgia versus Jalen Cornwall. He has several charges.
Yes.
State ready?
The state's ready.
At last, just Tiffany Pleasant for Cornwall. At last discussion, it was a hearing, but I will confirm this morning.
Okay, thank you.
Judge, I also need to confirm to make sure I have, because there is more than one officer on that case, and I just need to make sure I have both of those officers.
Okay. Position 28 on the calendar, state of Georgia versus Nicholas Favors. State ready?
State's ready.
Your Honor, Attorney Chris Stoles is assigned to that case.
Okay.
And Judge, I know Mr. Toles had a conflict filed. He has several appearances in other courts, including Clayton County, in front of Judge Carter on a trial calendar.
Okay, so we want to go ahead and reset that one to the 13th.
Help me, Judge, and there's a co-defendant on that one, a Destiny Holman.
Okay, you're correct. That's the
Holman
armed
is assigned
robbery.
to me, Judge. I'll speak to her this morning.
Okay. Let me get to her. Give me her last name again. Oh, yeah,
Holman.
Destiny. Yeah, I remember that. Okay. Tiffany, I'm sorry, Attorney Pleasant, do you have any objections to resetting that one?
I
the
need to
13th?
speak to her. There shouldn't be. This is the first time on the calendar, so I know the court likely will continue it, but I still need to speak to her because she wanted a hearing.
Okay. No problem. Position 30, we have the state of Georgia versus Jesse James Gardner II. State
States
ready.
Nicole Jones for Mr. Gardner. He's refusing to appear. He did not meet with me, so if I can speak to him to find out, I can update the court.
Okay. Gardner was one of those. Deputy Taylor, you're still working on Gardner, correct? To see if he will speak
I
to
got a
the-
deputy. I got a deputy now, Your Honor. We're going down there to get these guys that's refusing.
Okay.
He's going that way now.
Okay, thank you. Position 32, we have the state of Georgia versus Justin LeVar Green. Is the state ready?
States ready.
The defense is ready for a hearing if I can't work something out with the ADA.
Okay,
Judge, you can just put us for a pretrial with that one.
okay. Position 33, we have state of Georgia versus Javontavius J. Hall.
States ready.
My apologies. For Mr. Hall, that'll be a hearing at last check.
Okay, thank you. Position 34, we have the state of Georgia versus Allen Christopher Haynes Jr. State ready?
States ready.
Same announcement, Judge. I'll confirm, but it was a hearing at last check.
Position 35, we have the state of Georgia versus Jonathan Deshaun Hollowell. State ready?
Judge, if you can give me to the end of the calendar, I don't have that defendant on my list. I just need to check with my legal assistant.
Okay.
Wait, one sec. Oh, I misspoke. It's states ready. I didn't see it at first. States ready.
Nicole Jones for Mr. Hollowell. I'll just need to confirm that it's going to be a hearing.
Position 36, we have the state of Georgia versus Destiny Hallman, and I believe that's Attorney Pleasant case. She's going to speak with her client about a continuance until March 13th.
Yes, Judge.
Position 38, we have the state of Georgia versus Timothy Eric Hurley. Is the state ready?
Which case, Judge?
State of Georgia versus Timothy Eric Jarrell D'Afonso Hurley. I'm sorry.
That's a misdemeanor, Judge.
Okay, you're right. That is a misdemeanor. Okay, I don't know why that's on the felony count. Okay. Position 39, we have the state of Georgia versus Brian Napoleon Jackson.
States ready.
Nicole Jones for Mr. Jackson. I need to speak with him about his case.
Okay. Position 41, we have the state of Georgia versus DeAndre Johnson.
States ready.
Judge,
Oh,
Mr.
Judge.
Johnson appears to still be on federal loan, so if we could get a 30-day continuance.
Okay.
Miss Mary, do you know what that date would be?
I'm looking right now. Hold on one second.
Thank you.
April 3rd.
Okay, April 3rd.
All right, that's fine.
So that'll be, the Johnson case will be reset to April 3rd. Position 45, we have the state of Georgia versus David Joseph Jones. It look like that's just a misdemeanor too, correct? Is that what you
No,
have?
Your Honor, that's a party to the crime.
Oh, okay, you're right. It should be corrected. Okay.
Right, and that's the one where the warrant says misdemeanor, but again, I don't know what the crime it is. But I'm going to check with Spakowski at the end of the calendar.
And I need
Yeah,
to
it's
pre-trial
the
that
same
with Ms.
person.
Freeman, Judge.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I'm requesting a pre-trial with Ms. Freeman on this case.
Okay. Okay, no problem. And then we have a second one, position 46, State of Georgia versus Gregory Jerome Jordan. That also should be party to a crime.
Yes, Judge, it's the same announcement.
Okay, who's the attorney? Is that you, Ms. Pleasant, or someone else?
Brandon Lewis.
Okay, Brandon Lewis. Okay. So I'm assuming, sure, you're gonna speak to the officer about all the.
I am.
Okay.
Yes, Judge.
Okay, State of Georgia versus Antonio Dwight Kent Senior.
That's gonna be a fast track this morning. Or was it sent? It may have been sent, already.
Yes, it was sent already.
Okay, yeah.
Did you get something back signed, just to make sure?
Your Honor, we did.
Can y'all repeat that last name again, please?
Kent,
Oh, okay.
Antonio Dwight Kent Senior. And who's the attorney for Mr. Kent? Just for my records.
Nicole Jones, Your Honor.
Position 50, we have the State of Georgia versus Reginald Van McCrone.
Judge, and this is a different deputies that party to a crime. Again, the warrant lists misdemeanor. And that's with Lieutenant Brock. And so I'll still need to confer with him also to make sure to see if it's supposed to be a misdemeanor or a felony.
Okay, I have that as well as a misdemeanor. Okay, you'll clarify that. Thank you. The State of Georgia versus Bo Allen Mosley. Looks like Attorney Carrie Thompson is the defense counsel.
Right, the state's ready.
And I don't believe Mr. Thompson, he's appeared. Have you been able to speak to Mr. Thompson, Attorney Thompson?
No, Your Honor.
She sent in a conflict letter. I forwarded to Attorney Freeman this morning.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Did you send it to me as well, Ms. Davis?
I did not, Your Honor.
Can you forward that to me for my records?
I will. Okay.
So that'll need to be reset again. This literally been on the calendar, I believe, since last year.
Well, Judge, and this defendant has had multiple cases as well. So, but we see his name on a lot of our calendars, but it may not be for all of the same cases.
Okay.
But he also had an open murder case in Clayton County. So this case is not the only thing that's holding him here.
Okay. So we'll continue to the March 13 work.
That's fine, Judge.
So Ms. Mayor, we could reset that to March 13th.
Okay.
Position 56 on the calendar, we have the State of Georgia versus Jonathan Newton. State ready?
It's ready.
Nicole Jones for the defendant. The defense is ready for a hearing.
Okay, thank you. Position 58, we have the State of Georgia versus Tristan Gregory Parham. I believe he was refusing initially.
Right, the state's ready.
Your Honor, Mr. Parham is my client. When he arrives, I will speak to him to see how he wants to proceed this morning.
Okay, I believe Deputy Taylor, are you still seeing if he will call? He was one of the ones that was refusing.
Yes, ma'am. I have 3 guys out of that one housing unit, all in the same housing unit,
Okay,
that was refusing. I got 2 deputies down there now that should be gathering them up and bringing them up here.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Position 60, we have the State of Georgia versus Exmont Perkins.
The state's ready.
Nicole Jones for Mr. Perkins. I need to speak with him, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Position 63, I have the state of Georgia versus Octavian Reese.
The state's ready.
And Nicole Jones for Ms. Reese, I need to speak with her as well.
Position 64, I have the state of Georgia versus Antonio Hakeem Reeves.
That's the misdemeanor, Judge.
Okay, you're right. So Ms. May, we need to move that to a misdemeanor calendar. So Deputy Taylor, you can, we don't need Reeves.
Yes, ma'am. I have the other 4 guys right here now that was refusing.
Okay, okay, you can just hold tight because their attorneys would like to speak to him. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, thank you. Position 65, we have the state of Georgia versus Joshua Shubrick. That's attorney Schoolcraft case where he's filed a conflict.
That's correct, Your Honor. And so that'll be continued to the 13th.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And just real quickly, Cheryl, we got to call the judge to get the charge on Shubrick corrected, but warrant number 2022 WA 14009 is showing as a party to commission of a crime on the calendar, but it should be aggravated assault according to my review of the warrant.
Okay, I'll review the warrant.
Okay. Position 69, we have the state of Georgia versus Mandel Swanson Jr.
State's ready.
That defendant is with Attorney Chris Stoles.
Okay, Christos, and she said he had a conflict. So we'll reset that one to the 13th.
Okay.
So Deputy Taylor, we no longer need Mr. Swanson. We're gonna reset that to March 13th. His attorney is Chris Toll, has a conflict. Position 70, we have the state of Georgia versus Andre Lamont Turner. That look like it's a misdemeanor as well.
It is, Judge.
Okay. Okay, and then last case I have on the calendar is the state of Georgia versus Ashton Wyatt, which is also another party to a crime charge. And I guess you can clarify with the officer, Cheryl.
Will, Judge.
Okay, who's the attorney for Mr. Wyatt?
Oh, that's Roberta Robinson. She actually, I know she emailed me a conflict, Judge. I think she has some other places to appear this morning.
Okay.
But I will forward what she sent me, Your Honor.
Okay, so we can reset that one as well. The 13th. So Deputy, we don't need we no longer need Wyatt. WYATT. Okay, that will conclude the calling of calendar for this morning. Is there anyone present that did not hear either their case name called or client's name called? Okay, we will briefly go off the record to allow the party to see if they can work out any type of